Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be ranking my 5 top favorite spring and summer fragrances. So very quickly, a disclaimer, I know that opinions on what smells good and what doesn't is very subjective. So you may not like it, and I probably know there's going to be somebody out there saying, "Oh my goodness, my sister-in-law has that fragrance and it smells like butt." You may not agree with my rankings, and that's perfectly fine. When it comes to spring summer fragrances, I'm a huge fan of anything that smells fresh and clean. Maybe a teensy bit fruity, more of like in the lemon area of fruity. I'm a big fan of anything that has pink pepper in it. But I'm also one of those people, especially in the fall and the winter, I like woodsy smells, almost like the musk and the woodsy. I have a hard time finding perfume sometimes because what I find to smell really good is actually men's colognes. And so anything that smells a little more masculine, I like those sort of, so a lot of like the unisex perfumes and stuff like that, I really think smell really good. So I'm not a big fan of anything super fruity. I'm not a fan of anything that's super floral. Again, for spring and summer, I can do a little bit of floral just because it is spring and it feels appropriate for the season. But for the most part, my top favorite things are the things that smell really unique, but also very clean, very fresh. So clean and so fresh. That is my ultimate favorite. Okay, coming in at number 5 is one that I feel like I just really love for purely sentimental reasons. It's been around for quite some time, and it is none other than Clinique's Happy. And the name is completely appropriate for me because this scent that's the emotion that it makes me feel, and I'll tell you why. I find it so fascinating that so many fragrances are really connected to really good, happy memories. This scent, it smells like summer. It smells like childhood, like a happy childhood summer. This scent, whenever I see this or smell this, I am taken back right away. I can remember being a child and sitting with my grandmother, and we would go through it was probably like a People magazine or something, and we got to this big huge 2-page spread, and it was this huge field of wildflowers, and I think it was Elizabeth Hurley was in that ad campaign. She was very popular model back in the 90s, and she was holding this puppy, and it was an ad, I believe, for Clinique Happy. And that is kind of the image that always comes to my mind, and I'm taken back to that moment that I feel like I would have otherwise completely forgotten about, but because it was connected to this brand and this particular fragrance, I'm always going to remember that from now on. And so for purely sentimental reasons, I do love to have this. Now I will go over, I do really like the way that it smells, but I will go over the notes. And what it reminds me of is nowhere in the notes when I look it up. So I was like, what? I find it so fascinating how a fragrance can just take you back instantly to 10, 20, maybe 30 years ago. And as soon as I spray this, give it a second. Immediately, it just smells super clean, super fresh. And even though this is not listed anywhere on the notes, when I look it up, I'm reminded of honeysuckle. And that reminds me again of childhood. It reminds me of childhood summers, playing in the backyard. We had some honeysuckle growing on the fence that was connected to the woods behind us. And that smell of wild honeysuckle is what that reminds me of. And it reminds me of being free and not being in school as a kid in the summer. Oh, it's just such a happy smell. They named it really well. Okay, so the top notes are listed as orange, blood grapefruit, Indian mandarin, apple, and plum. Okay, I can kind of get that. The middle notes listed are, let's see, we have lily of the valley, we have orchid, we have freesia, we have rose. And then the base notes, it has lily, magnolia, musk, and amber. So I do recognize that I have found that I really love the scent of magnolia, that particular scent. And I can definitely tell that is in the base because I had a magnolia candle for the home that I really loved. And that's what that reminds me of. So tell me in the comments below, do you have a particular fragrance or scent of any kind and it immediately transports you back to a certain time and place? I think that is so interesting. So that, for purely sentimental reasons, I think number 5 is going to have to be a Clinique Happy. I love to wear that pretty much more in the summer, really, than the spring. I really only wear it in the summer. It's not that super expensive, so I can wear this every day, even when I'm dressed more casually, which I'm more likely to dress more casually in the summer anyway. And so this makes a great, just a fresh, clean, fruity, slightly floral fragrance that I really, really do enjoy. Coming in at number 4 is a brand new one that I have added. Now, I used to work part-time at a Sephora 10 plus years ago. And I remember smelling this and not being impressed. I thought it was a really cute bottle and I really wanted to like it, but every time I sprayed it, I was like, I don't think this is for me. So fast forward to, I think it was last week, I got an Ulta catalog in the mail, and it had the little, fragrance papers inside, that you flip open and you sniff it. And it had the Miss Dior. Out of curiosity, I'm just like, I don't remember what this smells like. And then I open it up and I was captivated. And I was like, this doesn't smell like what I remember Miss Dior smelling like. And so I go online and I discover that it actually, believe in 2017, they actually changed the formula. They changed it up a little bit, which you can read on the internet that upset a lot of people who just love the original. But I thought, well, since I didn't love the original so much, what is it about this that I really find captivating and kind of different? And of course, I do think the bottle is absolutely beautiful. I did get the smallest size because I wasn't, super sure. I knew I liked it in the sample, on the paper, but I was like, it might not, as we all know, different fragrances can smell different based on a person's individual body chemistry. So what may smell great and work with my body chemistry might not work with someone else's, and vice versa. So it really is important to test it on yourself. So I recommend when you're shopping for fragrance, do go to a store. Even if you decide to buy it online, at least go to the store, get a sample or spray it on yourself, or get someone to help you, and go ahead and test it with your body chemistry. Now, sometimes I feel like there are some fragrances that I don't think work so great with my body chemistry, but I really like the way it smells. So sometimes I'll just kind of like spray it in my hair, or you're probably not supposed to do this, but spray it on your clothes. And that way it's not like meshing so much with my body, natural scent or whatever, and I still get a whiff of whatever it is that I like. Okay, so I just pulled it up, and it says that it was redone. This new one was launched in 2021, so fairly recently. It says that it's experienced many reincarnations. The new Miss Dior Eau de Parfum comes out in September 2021, announced as the rebirth of this fragrance full of love and hope. All right, so it says that its top notes are iris, peony, and lily of the valley. The middle notes of apricot, rose, and peach. And then the base notes of vanilla, musk, tonka bean, and sandalwood. And reading that, I can tell that's probably why I'm really attracted to it. For one, I really love the scent of iris I've found, and I absolutely love sandalwood. Whenever I get a candle for the home, it has to be sandalwood or something like it. I love that mahogany teak wood candle from Bath and Body Works. So I really love it. I'm really attracted to the scent of sandalwood. So maybe that's why I really liked this, this new one. So I can't really even describe what it is about it that I was so attracted to. I should have gotten some coffee beans. Did you know that when I first worked, again, 10 plus years ago when I worked at Sephora, you know, we had our fragrances lined up, and, you know, every close I had to clean up areas, you know, and clean shelves and stuff like that. And I always wondered, why is there a little pot of coffee beans around here? I had no idea. But apparently sniffing the coffee beans is supposed to do something to sort of reset your sniffer. Basically, it cleanses the nasal palate, as it were, so that when you're shopping for different fragrances, you're supposed to take a little bit of that little, you know, thing of coffee beans, sniff it, and it's just supposed to reset everything so that you don't have a previous fragrance still lingering up there in your nostrils. So for this one, it's very kind of different than what I normally go for, and maybe that's what I like, because I like to wear, okay, so I wear fragrance for me. I wear it because I like to smell nice, and I like to smell it and get a whiff of it throughout the day. And I feel like if I wore the same scent every single day, I'm not one of those people that has to have a signature scent. I like to wear something different every day, because I feel like if I wore the same thing every day, I would get so used to it that I wouldn't be able to smell it anymore, and I wouldn't get that enjoyment out of it. So I like switching it up every day. A lot of times it just depends on what outfit I'm wearing or how I'm dressed will dictate what kind of scent I want to go for, because I feel like certain scents have a certain aesthetic to it, and just maybe some go with certain outfits or different looks a little better. So for this one, okay, I can definitely, I think, smell a little bit of vanilla in it, and I can smell definitely some of that floral. To me, it smells more floral than anything, but more of a fresher floral than what I'm used to from fragrances like this. And the color of it, it's like a light pink color. Now, I noticed that when I sprayed it on my wrist, after a while, the dry down, it did have a very slight powdery smell, which for one, disclaimer, I cannot stand anything that smells powdery. I don't like anything that reminds me of baby powder. So it did kind of, maybe the way it was mixing with my body chemistry. So I kind of like to spray this like in my hair or something, and I like that a lot better. But there's just something so unique to me about this, and it was just really captivating. And I don't really know how to describe this. This is probably terrible of me, but I do really like it. And for me, I would wear this if I were slightly dressed up. Like if I were going to a springtime baby shower or something like that. That's when I would wear it. And I would probably more so wear this in the spring than the summer, just because for me, I think it's the floral that stands out to me the most. And the bottle is absolutely beautiful. It's very simple and very feminine, and it looks very classic. It really kind of looks nice on display, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a sucker for a pretty bottle. Number 3 of my top favorite spring summer fragrances is actually from Tiffany & Company, with Tiffany and Love for Her. So I think they have a men's version. This is the women's version, and it's in the iconic Tiffany blue. It smells amazing to me, and I was so iffy about buying it, but when I looked at it online, I was really, really scared to take that plunge, but I have not been disappointed. There's this certain simplicity to the bottle, and then when I smell it, it just smells so fresh. It smells so clean. There's I feel like a hint of floral and a hint of fruity, but neither one is really like overpowering each other. It's like they really complement each other really well. This is something that I would definitely probably wear in the summer when I'm really dressed up. This is a scent that I think smells very modern. There's no hint of powdery or anything like that in it. It was actually developed or launched rather in 2019, so it is fairly new. And the top notes include grapefruit. The middle notes include neroli. And then the base notes have sequoia, cedar, and vetiver. And I have discovered that probably the reason I like this one so much is probably because of the base note of vetiver in it. I have discovered that that is one of those key base notes that it just happens to be one of my favorites. I'm just really, really attracted to it. So I was looking at articles that had to do with aromatherapy and children with autism, and vetiver was actually named very specifically as one of those scents that is really beneficial. And I like the smell of it, but it's supposedly supposed to kind of help like calm you down. It's not something that's going to irritate you. It's not something that's going to be overwhelming to your senses, and it's just something that's just kind of nice and calming, kind of like how we use sometimes at night, you know, we use lavender and scents like that. So I can definitely smell that vetiver in it, and that's probably why I'm so crazy about this, because that's definitely a base note that I've found that I really do like, and I'm really glad that it's in a lot of men's colognes a lot of times, not so much women's perfumes I've found, and so I was really excited to find something that had something in a women's perfume that I really, really, really do like. So I really love this. And something that's really interesting about this bottle is they actually have the notes stamped. I don't know if you can see this, but it has the notes of it stamped right there on the bottle, which I thought was really unique. And I really love this. It comes so beautifully packaged with that iconic Tiffany blue. So I really, really do love this one. It is very simple. It's simple, but it's fancy at the same time. And coming in at number 2, and this has been a favorite of mine for a few years now. It was launched, I believe, in 2007 by the house of Chanel, and unfortunately I've used this quite a lot, but I call it the green one. Okay, it's the green one. It's the Chance from Chanel. The original, it's like a pink color. This one is the Eau Fraiche, and that is exactly what it smells like to me. It is very much a fresh, clean scent, little fruity, but not like an overpowering sweet fruity smell. This one, it just smells absolutely crisp, clean, fresh. I love this so much. So it says that the top notes include lemon, which I can definitely smell that lemon, especially when you first sniff it. It has cedar, citron. It has middle notes of water hyacinth, pink pepper, and jasmine. And I know that I am a huge fan of pink pepper. I know that's why, one of the reasons why I love this so much is definitely the pink pepper in it. It has the base notes of patchouli, white musk, vetiver, teakwood, iris, and amber. So the base notes are pretty much, I love all those things. When it comes to, I think I mentioned before that one of my favorite candles from Bath & Body Works is the mahogany teakwood. So it's got that teakwood in it. It's got that iris that I love in it. And it's got that just calming scent of vetiver in it. I love this one. And for me, I think of this as kind of both a spring and summer. So I wear this both during the spring and the summer. And I I just love this one. I will wear it if I'm dressed up. I'll wear it if I'm dressed down. I absolutely love this. Chanel just has the most simple bottles, but iconic. One of the other versions of this I did really like, and I almost bought, because I must have loved most of the notes in it, but there was this one note and I couldn't figure out what it was, but there was just one little note in it that I just didn't like, and I ended up not getting it. But this one, just because of my particular tastes, and I like things to be fresh and clean, this does that for me. It does not have a powdery smell in it at all. It just has everything that I'm looking for, and it has been a favorite of mine for quite a while. I still haven't gotten tired of it, so that is why I put this one in at number 2. Number 1 top favorite fragrance. I first discovered this last year and I became completely obsessed with it. I am already down to my second bottle, the 3.4 ounce. I absolutely am crazy about this. Not only does this happen to be one of my favorite colors and favorite stones, but now it's one of my favorite perfumes. So this is from Versace, and this is the Dylan Turquoise. Now, you may recognize the original Dylan. It's that more of that, it's pretty much this bottle, but it is like a dark blue color. This is the turquoise. This is everything that I need a summery fragrance to be. So immediately I was captivated the first time that I smelled. I think I was in maybe like an Ulta store, and I smelled this and I just immediately, okay, so this almost smells like it could be a men's cologne. So just caveat right there. But it is feminine. It is feminine. A lot of people might compare it to that light blue by Dolce & Gabbana. It kind of has that vibe, I guess. So if you like that, or especially if you like the Dolce & Gabbana, what is that, light blue intense, you might really like this one. To me, it's almost oceanic. It is summer. It is just dipping in the Mediterranean from a yacht kind of smell. The advertising campaigns, they do feature it in a more of like this ocean beachy setting, and I think that's really appropriate because that's kind of the vibe. The top notes are lemon, so definitely it's got that sort of fresh, fruity, clean lemon smell. So obviously I'm attracted to anything with a top note of lemon in it. It has mandarin orange, and it has pink pepper. Ding, 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 pink pepper. I know that's one of the scents that's one of the things I really love about this. I love pink pepper. If it has pink pepper in it, I'm probably gonna like it. It has middle notes of guava, freesia, and jasmine, okay? I am a fan of some jasmine. Do like that. It has base notes of musk, cedar, and clearwood. So it's kind of got that woodsy sort of base to it. And I'm a huge fan of woodsy sort of scents, especially more so in the fall and the winter, and more so in like home fragrances, like candles and stuff. But I obviously am very attracted to that scent. I love it. I think the bottle is, turquoise is one of my favorite colors. I love turquoise jewelry, and I just couldn't be happier with the bottle. It's kind of got that iconic, you know, Versace logo there, and it just smells so great. I have gotten lots of compliments on it. Someone I work with, she smelled it on me. She was like, I have to know what that is. I have to get that. That is the most amazing smell. Some people have described it as one that could be sort of a unisex scent, and I like those scents because, as I said before, I really kind of like men's cologne. I feel like men's cologne smells so much better really than a lot of fragrances for women. I actually got a sample of the Dior Sauvage one time a long time ago, and I didn't know that it was for men. I didn't know, you know, I don't read or speak French. obviously, and I didn't know that it was for men, and I wore it all day and I loved it. And somebody had to point that out to me, that I was wearing a men's fragrance all day. But I thought it smelled so good. I really do love this. This has been my newest obsession. They have a really good travel size one. It looks like a roller ball, but it's actually a spray. And that's a great one that I use to travel with, so convenient. And I actually don't like roller balls. Like, I just like a spray. You know, I like it to be that roller ball size, but give me a spray. Probably more likely to wear this one in the summer though. This is definitely more summer to me than it is spring. So I definitely would wear this. I don't care if I'm dressed up or dressed down in the summer, really. I'm gonna wear this because I love it so much. And even if somebody else hates it, that's fine, because I don't wear it for other people. I wear it for me, and that's what makes me happy, and that's what my senses really crave. And so I hope that you enjoyed this, and tell me below in the comments if you have smelled any of these or you own any of these yourself. Also, tell me what your favorite spring summer fragrances are. They might be drastically different from mine, but that's okay. And you know, I love fragrance. I just love the sensory experience of it, and I love finding new perfumes that people suggest to me. So please tell me in the comments below what you would suggest as one of your top favorite spring summer perfumes.